In this quick short video, I'll be sharing with you how exactly I experienced a higher conversion in one of my campaigns, one of the first campaigns that I ever, worked on, and that was like 3 years ago. So I'll just share this short story with you. This will help you gain some idea about like what are the checklists that helped me moving forward. So if you don't have those things, then it'll be very difficult for you to get higher conversions. And if you can add those things in any funnel, as in like if it's a realtor dealing with new home buyers, or a mortgage broker dealing with referral leads, or like an agency dealing with like clients. So anything and everything when it comes to human conversations, this is what I have realized over the last 3 years that helped me immensely. That's what I use for all my cold calling, booking, meeting booking as well, all the scripts and the responses, and giving clarity. So it's not like, it's more focused on how to give clarity and make sure that you focus yourself on what the other person is looking for. So in 2021, I ran a Facebook ad to sell like a B2C info product. So it was like it's PRODUCT product. So it was on Facebook ad, right? And the product was a digital course. It was a bit high ticket when it comes to like usual youngsters, buying courses. It was a bit high ticket. So I was trying to sell that product, right? And I ran Facebook ads, and I generated about 3,000 leads. 3,000 leads in Facebook. I thought, what? I have got a gold mine here. Because 3,000 people, even if like 10% buys, that's 300 sales right there, right? And I thought that the 10% conversion rates to direct sales, like leads to sales ratio, is going to be, of course, that's what I should be expecting, because there were other people who were converting in that number as well. But there was a problem. Only 400 to 600 people were responsive. So out of 3,000, only 400 to 600 even responded. Others were dormant, like they never responded. I did not get response from them, right? And then 50% of them were unqualified. Out of the 400 and 600 responses, 50% of them did not even qualify in terms of the intention or the income category that they were from. It was not the highest, right? So it was not qualified. And the rest like hardly hopped on any call. Like even when the remaining 200, 300 people were left, some people booked meeting, but no one even, like very hardly I got someone on the phone. So obviously I did not even sell 50 people. I think I sold about 35 or something, right? So people will say like, what, you must not have followed up properly. You did not have testimonials. No, I did have everything in that platform. Testimonials was the last thing that we had, any issue with. So I followed up like 2 times every week over text messages. I sent multiple testimonials to all the leads whenever I could. I did everything I could, right? So, but simply could not convert as like the others in the community were being able to pull off. So I thought obviously like the leads are bad, either the leads are bad, or maybe like the Facebook ads, like that platform itself doesn't work. And I think I have heard this a lot of times, even when the calls that I'm having with mortgage brokers, even roofers, like Facebook ads doesn't work. Like any industry I spoke with, no one believes Facebook ads work, but they are one of the highest, that's one of the highest ROIs people get is also from Facebook, right? So all the YouTube stories are always on Facebook, but people on the actual real life say that it doesn't work. So there might, like from my understanding, there's a process to do it, only then it'll work. So if you're not doing it the right way, it'll never gonna work. It's never gonna work. So I thought the same thing as well. Facebook ads doesn't work. And I thought I can't sell good enough, which was true, but the product is bad, maybe. Or maybe I was like, 3,000 gets me at least 50, so I need 6,000, 9,000, 12,000, right? So I thought, let me just go into the community and I complain about the process that, hey, it's not good enough, it's not proven, I don't think it's going to work for me, right? So I asked others who were doing better than me. I asked them. They had less leads than me, but still they were able to pull off and got like higher number of sales, bigger number of commissions, right? 2 weeks goes by, and 2 weeks later, I'm still disappointed and desperate. I asked myself that, hey, how can I learn what the winners are doing? Like, what can be done to make sure that if I can get the steps that they are implementing, then I can at least realize what I was not doing, or maybe like, what are they doing that I'm not doing? Like with less numbers, they can pull off higher, and they are not like good at sales. Like it's not like the skill issue. There's something like in the sales side, that's not the problem. There's something else on the other side inside the system and process that I think might be a problem. So I started watching the interviews of the other people in the community. I went into their pipelines disguised as leads. I don't recommend that, but desperate times, desperate measures. So I tried to connect them and reached out to them, pretending to be leads. so that I saw that, okay, what are the types of messages that they're sending, what are the emails, what did they say on the phone calls. And that's when I saw that the sales process is pretty similar, because this training that we are getting as a community, everyone was getting the same training and they would do the same thing, like word by word, nothing specific. So almost 60 days of me being followed up, like by 25 to 35, hundreds of calls, voicemails, SMS, emails, of them like thinking of me as potential lead. They were like really trying their best. I feel sorry, but I was just one more number, so it doesn't matter. I really saw the difference, right? So 2 months later, after noticing the difference and implementing that, I had like 1,200 more responses from the same remaining pipeline, right? So from the, almost like everyone responded, like over a period of time, right? Positive, negative, but there were responses. 600 plus qualified appointments, 350 more sales calls. So like 350 more show ups. And of course, like I also did like generate maybe like 500 to 1,000, 500 to 800, maybe like more leads, but combined entirely, even from the older leads list, there were like more, show ups. Like 80% of the 350 was like from the existing leads. So I closed 80 people from there, 80 more. So from the existing pipeline, if I was able to do that, there might be something that I was doing wrong before, and now I was able to get to that. And with no new sales skills, it was like nothing new that I implemented, no new leads, not like the similar number of leads that came in. It was just like a few more from here and there, collaborations here and there, but just improving the number of conversations. Right? Just improving the number of conversations that I had, I was able to get 80 more leads from the existing lead list. So here's what we did different. Like me and the other person, there was a couple other guys who we worked with, collaborated, and then we find out like, okay, what can be done? And this is the opportunity maximization list. Very simple things. Personal videos to warm them up. We all know that videos are really a great tool to connect virtually, but before I was not doing it in a way that actually speaks to them. So authenticity in the videos is very important. I was not having that before. So personal videos were, I recorded a lot of personal videos being myself and then sent it to them as follow-ups. Faster response time. So I had I paid someone like $50, like which is a good number for that guy. He was a really young guy from India. So I paid him that so that he can be available at all times. Whenever someone replies, within the first 5 minutes, he was able to reply, right? So that 2 to 3 minute window, we get someone's attention, and that's when we capitalize on that to qualify, disqualify, or share the next possible steps, or getting them better clarity. So that also increased the outcomes that I was looking for. And the third thing was like triggering the right emotions with proper framing. So sometimes the same question, if cushioned well, like if you give a reason for the question, like ask the question, give a reason, and before that ask for help, like, hey, can you help me understand, like, and then ask the question and then give a reason for it, just so I can gain some clarity, right? It increases the likelihood of them helping you out, because you have asked for help, you have asked the question, and then you have given the reason why you're asking that question. It's very difficult for people to look at that and see, hey, someone is putting so much effort into asking me something and he's looking for help, and it's very difficult for people to ignore that. So that's what I've seen. So proper framing in the right criteria, right situations for the right people, with understanding their personality and framing it accordingly. That was missing link. And then copywriting skill to bring out the right responses. So sometimes some words work better than the others. Some phrases works better than the others. Understanding that is immensely valuable. And then different approaches for different leads, stages of leads. So at that point, of course, I was a beginner, right? So I did not know that. I thought all the leads are leads, right? 3,000 people are all leads. But there were some people who were like very skeptical. There were some people who were less skeptical, but did not need the service yet, like the product yet. There were some people who did not even know what the product was like gonna solve for them. Others were like, I know the product's gonna help, and then I have the money, I want to make a purchase, I know who you are, but still I'm not going to make a decision unless I gain a bit more clarity. But I'm not going to say that to your face that what exactly I'm worried about. So you need to speak with them and then bring that out as in consulting, like virtual consulting, maybe like chat consulting, whatever, right? So those things, categorizing people in the pipeline in different stages, that is what was missing. Once I completed that, I understood how to look at lead communication, right? So now when I look at leads and the responses from them, this is how I look at it. If someone says not interested, that means not interested right now, maybe interested in the future. So do not give up on them. not looking for the product or service. That means not for looking for the product or service. That means they need more clarity to make an informed decision, right? So if they're speaking with someone else, they're exploring options, right? So they haven't found the trusted partner yet to make the deal, right? So there's very high potential there. So if you can be that potential, like the right trusted partner, then there is a huge potential to convert them into actual clients or customers, right? Unresponsive. If someone is unresponsive, they're like possibly, like most of the time, that's what I've seen. Someone who bought from me like 9 months later, after 3 follow-ups every week for 9 months, they bought from me, right? So, and they were like, there's no response. They're not enabling DND, they're not blocking the number, they're doing nothing. They're just consuming. 9 months later, they make a decision. So if someone is unresponsive, that means they're observing the personality, like they're very observing personality, and they need more clarity and is a bit skeptical. So for some reason, you haven't even tapped into that. So they will make a decision to move your way. These people are more like, you need to feed them as much value as possible in a non-pushy manner. Someone is interested, but they ask for more information. That means they're a logical person, but if guided well, they can be a really excellent person to work with. If someone is like interested and then they book an appointment, that's like, of course, the most amount of warmth in the conversation. So again, these are the opportunities dormant in your pipeline, no matter what business you are in. That's what I have seen. I think it is going to be very valuable if you can look into your existing pipeline and then figure out a way to nurture the existing deals that might be there. I have like 170 to 180 people in the pipeline. I will be working with them again. I will look for ways to give some lead magnets if I can come up with something, so that I can stay in touch with them instead of just losing them and focusing on more leads. So again, the opportunity maximization checklist. These are the 5 things. If you have these things, then everything that you do in terms of volume can be maximized. So I think if I can even like right now, even in my agency, right, these are the things that I'm working on, right? It's always like improving, better videos, better checklist, better conversation, better messaging, faster responses, better copywriting, right? And then it has to be improved content, more and more, higher volumes of content, right? Better lead magnets. So this is a continuous game, but if done properly, it can really increase conversions from an existing pipeline, like more than 50%. So especially this was a B2C kind of situation, but I thought, if I can share this and I can track this, it can be replicated in any environment. Even if a 25% growth is, incurred, it still is 25% more to the bottom line. So I just wanted to share this. I hope it was valuable, and I hope that the video was properly recorded. But anyways, cheers.